This is Pastor Chris of Rivergate Church, and I'm about to share with you something we're calling Rivergate Life 3.0. It's a snapshot of what the Rivergate community will look like in the new era of church life that we're entering. Let me share a disclaimer up front. Keep in mind that what you're going to hear and the images you're going to see are artistically prophetic and directive. That means that I'm going to paint a picture with my words. That picture will have spiritual weight, but mustn't be considered legalistically. God often shows us things to draw us into a space, a work, and a community, even as He knows that the details will likely vary as things unfold. So let your heart connect with the destiny of what you hear and see without giving yourself away to the details in it. It could be challenging to go through this slideshow and remind yourself over and over again that the images you're seeing are stock photos off the internet. But it's important to remember that this slideshow is an artistic representation of what we see coming for Rivergate Church, and not actual photos of the future. I'm also going to give you a little heads up. At the end of the slideshow, there will be an ask made of you. This vision that carries our vision requires a vibrant, committed community to become a powerful, fruitful destiny. So get your heart ready for what God will be calling your head and hands to engage to help see this thing become reality. Lastly, and just before we get into the details of what's coming, I know, it's important to lay a little bit of a foundation for this. So let me share a little bit of the background. For years, the Rivergate leaders have been given glimpses, yearnings, words, and dreams about a shift from one era to another. The stump and center pole vision and the shipwreck dreams are examples of this. We've often referred to these as God revealing a shift from the church age to the kingdom age, even though we realize that both the church and the kingdom have and will continue to coexist as specific aspects of the divine family. These revelations have created a holy restlessness among us, a desire to see church life move into a fresh function and fruitfulness. We haven't known exactly how to step into that or what it would look like. Now, a few years ago, we realized we needed to upgrade our leadership structure and bring significant definition to our culture. We prayed hard, studied much. We got outside help, and we partnered with Holy Spirit to do those things. We upgraded what it means to be an elder, a watchman, and a board member. We committed more deeply to one another and the Rivergate family, and we got to work on our strategic spiritual foundations. We defined vision as an overarching and undergirding reason for being, and identified our vision as every place looking like His place. We defined mission as a singular driving activity that, when done day after day, achieves the vision, and we identified our mission as empowering people to live like Jesus. We recognized that we needed a simple set of pursuits that would create the framework for fulfilling our mission. We looked to Jesus' life and found 4 core passions. Because living like Jesus depends on it, we are reframing everything we do around these passions: presence, people, power, and purpose. We identified the core values that guide our conduct and shape our culture. Things like presence, freedom, integrity, honor, commitment, joy, and revival, which all grow from a foundation of fierce love. Then, Corona mode hit the world, and we took everything we are, everything we'd created, and had begun to plan, back to the drawing board through prayer. We leaned and listened our way into the life Papa was whispering for us. We sanctified our summer and called the Rivergate family into a deeper place of worship and the Word. We dug in deep and kept asking, seeking, and knocking, trusting that our hunger for His direction would be rewarded. And it was. Time and time again, He would confirm the steps we were taking and add the ones that would lead us into our specific future. Father, does the pandemic change our strategic foundations? No. Those are your eternals. You'll engage those till my son returns. Are we still supposed to sell our property? Yes. This property no longer serves who you are or where I'm taking you. We're experiencing a little financial drop here. Do you still want us to staff our passions? Yes, I will provide. You must gather the team that will take this part of my family into its place of destiny. Pieces and parts of experiences, words, and prophetic feelings coming through various Rivergate folks were swirling around us like a swarm of holy butterflies. One morning, I simply prayed, Father, just show me something already. I sat down at my computer and began to type. When I finished, I read it to Alex, my wife. She said, now that gets me excited. Then I read it to Blaine, our executive pastor. He cried, good tears. I shared with Keith Spurgeon, our overseer with Growth Resourcing Group, who said, you guys will crush this vision, Chris. I know it's the Lord because I'm a thinker and I was emotionally moved, even a little jealous. Then we called the entire collective council together on 2 days' notice, and the reception was unanimous, with more tears and excitement. We shared this with the ops leaders at our advance a couple of weeks ago, and the impact was the same, with wow and powerful and unique as some of their responses. And now we share this as a whole family. So without any further ado, let's talk about Rivergate Life 3.0. The spaces. An overview. A large property, 12-acre minimum, is home to a large house and a gorgeous barn conversion. There is a playground, splash pad, and a pool with an outdoor kitchen. Volleyball, basketball, and pickleball courts are within eyeshot of the buildings. All around, small conversational sitting areas invite connection and reflection. A walking trail meanders the grounds around a pond and is peppered with alcoves for prayer, meditation, proposals, fellowship, picnics, family photos, or study. In the distance, one can see the foundations for a dozen tiny cabins, which will eventually comprise Shalom Gardens, a Rivergate refreshment center for retreats, respite, ministers on furlough or sabbatical, etc. Of course, we'll need sufficient parking and an adequate maintenance garage. But overall, the land supports family life on steroids. Beauty, strength, and intentionality all throughout. High quality, gorgeous, commercial-grade construction and appointments, where applicable, delivered in an I'm at home here atmosphere. The house. The house is the administrative hub for Rivergate Ministries. It hosts the Healing House, which serves the inner healing and deliverance needs of the Rivergate family and the region world at large. There is ample space for small group gatherings, grow groups, class meetings, intimate worship events, prayer sessions, leadership meetings, and hangout nights. There's a game room with billiards, ping pong, and shuffleboard tables. The barn, the most holy place. The barn consists of 2 buildings connected by a breezeway. The larger portion, seating potential 200, 300, 500, somewhere in there, is the sanctuary. It is beautiful and practical, not ridiculously lavish as to send an opulent message, but reverently excellent to look upon. The foyer, the holy place, serves to provide restrooms and proclaim the vision, mission, values, and 4 passions. It has a welcome booth and prepares the heart for celebration and worship space. Once in the most holy place, representations of the sacred stations can be found throughout, maybe even the Ark of the Covenant. Acoustics and electronic support are perfect for the room. There are dedicated areas for creative arts, perhaps the bulk of them in a loft. The entire atmosphere cries, holy, 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 through its elegance and excellence, even as the spirit of the house cries out, welcome, one and all. The dining room. There is a building connected to the most holy place by a breezeway. It is a space that seats 100 to 200 people at tables, has a commercial kitchen and pantry able to serve that size, adequate restrooms, 4 classrooms, and a large storage room. Conservative but clean and high-quality appointments set the stage for the aesthetic functionality of the dining room. The space is perfect for meals, training, and watching movies on rainy days. The experience, a day in the life. On our celebration day, the morning begins with a powerful time of prayer in the dining room. We're shaking the heavens and the earth with faith for personal, local, regional, national, and global revival. Even though we know He is with us, we formally invite God to abide in our space. There may also be some small group counseling or study happening on site for those needing that or visiting for the first time. But we go into corporate singing with only His presence as our focus. Worship is wide open, wild, wonderful. It is holy and reverent, even as it invites an explosion of celebration. There are folks dancing, engaging the creative arts throughout the experience. When the Spirit shifts our gathering, live and or recorded testimonies are shared and cause the joy of celebration to fuel faith for signs, wonders, and miracles, which we declare, decree, and speak over those needing His touch. As the spiritual crescendo comes to a calm, we give thanks and turn toward fellowship, breaking bread, sharing communion, and enjoying our family. People are swimming, playing board games, napping in the shade, shooting hoops, and simply sitting and talking as they take in the peaceful setting. At some point in the afternoon, we regroup to focus on the Word. Perhaps we've read a certain chapter or Bible story during the week. Perhaps a message was shared in advance digitally. Whatever the case, elders who are able to teach and leaders who have studied to show themselves approved gather small groups to take them through discussion questions, converting information to revelation that brings liberation, reveals application, and empowers transformation. Throughout the week, coursework, counseling sessions, purpose appointments, freedom appointments, and leadership meetings, both on-site and off, create a hum of functionality all throughout the week. These moments drive the mission, vision, values, and 4 passions forward as they embed truth deeper into the souls and experiences of those willing to do the work. Grow groups meet throughout the community, creating the most intimate, caring relationships that serve to build the muscles and prove the mettle of our maturity. Rivergate partners visit the campus to enjoy the play, exercise, training, and prayer potential. Once complete, ministers of all sorts are coming and going to Shalom Gardens, being refreshed, healed, and strengthened. Many attend our workshops, seminars, and conferences, and stay the weekend to be washed in the culture of heaven as experienced through the Rivergate family. Leaders from around the world come to observe Rivergate family life and are inspired to create this kind of environment and culture for the communities they love and lead. Other considerations. Environmentals. In such a beautiful and natural space, going green feels right. Without losing ministry focus or function, environmental friendliness would be employed, from recycling bins to solar panels to whatever else doesn't break the bank as it builds the space. Financials. With ample land, the income potential for existing facilities and as of yet unused space would be considered. Could we use portions of the property to make money, even if only temporarily, until more of our vision unfolds? Could we host food trucks on the weekends? Could we open part of the grounds to the public on Fridays and Saturdays with an affordable day pass purchased online or on site? Could we build the cabins and rent them out on Aggie game days? Could garden or livestock lots be sectioned off and privately rented? The proof is in the pudding. We will measure success by asking and answering these questions, which will ensure that we're remaining faithful to our vision, mission, values, and 4 passions, as expressed through our 5-fold mandate. Number 1, are we increasingly hosting and advancing the culture of heaven? This includes individual experience as well as pushing our influence out beyond the Rivergate family like the spokes of a wagon wheel. This is our apostolic identity. For example, how many people are fully engaged in our core passions? Are existing ministries thriving and multiplying or layering? Are new ministries being empowered and covered? Number 2, Are we hearing and obeying the Holy Spirit's voice? What has He said that we've acted upon and seen come to reality? Lean, listen, live becomes our perpetual posture. This is our prophetic identity. Regular review and processing of dreams, visions, words, and senses. Powerful, vibrant, and consistent prayer expressions. Prophetic and prayer ministries are thriving and multiplying. Number 3, are we training people to share the gospel and seeing fruit? Sons and daughters are soaked seekers. This is our evangelistic identity. Regular training courses and classes. Every group that gathers fulfills a purpose. The victorious news is being shared, and people are being born again, baptized, and brought into the family. Number 4, are we facilitating genuine care in the Christ life journey? People who help people are the boots on the ground for all of us becoming like Jesus. This is our pastoral identity. Are our grow groups thriving and multiplying? Is the Healing House doing what it can to SEA, support, encourage, and hold people accountable into lifelong relationships? Maybe we have a family life pastor to help train leaders and speak into special cases. Number 5, are we increasingly providing opportunity for the revelation and application of God's truth in all matters? Unpacking the believer's supernatural inheritance is a lifelong endeavor. We need stable staples and words in season. This is our teaching identity. The Rivergate Academy, a digital platform ever expanding and fully integrated into Rivergate Life. Live coursework components create SEA rhythms to ensure that eternal truth becomes a personal experience and fulfills kingdom purposes. We're hosting conferences, workshops, and seminars and promoting what others have created as we partner and network with other trusted ministries. So, wrapping this up, the possibilities are endless, and there will be variety and variations aplenty as this unfolds. But this big picture of Rivergate's new era captures the essence of the holy unrest and stirring that we've been feeling for years. It supports and advances the eternals God has revealed to us through our strategic foundations. It faithfully reflects the prophetic dreams and visions that we have fixed to the forefront of our thinking and anchored to the hopes in our hearts. And it dangles before us the promise of revival, the spirit of which is unprecedented in its fruit and family potential. Remember that heads up I mentioned early on? Well, here it is. Here's the ask. If you're already a partner of Rivergate, or consider yourself one, and are just waiting for the next course to post, the asks are the same as your current commitment to this family. Time, talent, and treasure. Time. Will you pray for this? Will you make your schedule available for this? When it's time to clean up these grounds, conduct yard sales, move into a new space, or gather to talk about these things, will you be available? Talent. Will you apply your skills, experiences, talents, and spiritual gifts to this vision that carries our vision for making every place look like His place? We can't do it without you. And treasure. Yes, will you continue to be faithful in your giving? Will you seek God for extra blessings and creative ways to bring in the fresh finances necessary for all that He is calling us to do? So, please, will you pray? Will you make time in your schedule? Will you apply your skills, experiences, talents? And will you continue to be faithful in your giving and pray for an increase so that we can see this image, this picture of Rivergate Life 3.0 become a reality and change the lives it was always intended to change?